I've been working the night shift at this hospital for 3 years. But last week, I found a patient that doesn't exist in any system. My name is Nicole Torres. I'm 29 years old, registered nurse, BSN from Temple University, 3 years at St. Catherine's Hospital in Center City, Philadelphia. Night shift charge nurse on the 4th floor. Medical surgical unit. 42 beds. Usually 30 to 35 patients on any given night. I've been working nights since I started. I prefer it. Quieter. Less administration. More autonomy. Better pay differential. And honestly, I've always been a night person. St. Catherine's is a big hospital. 350 beds. Level 1 trauma center. We see everything. Car accidents. Gunshot wounds. Heart attacks. Strokes. Overdoses. The full spectrum of human suffering. 4th floor is medical surgical. Post-op patients. Chronic conditions. Elderly patients. Not as dramatic as ER or ICU, but steady. Predictable, or it was, until November 12th, 2024. I came in for my shift at 11 p.m. Standard Tuesday night. Got report from the day shift nurse, Amanda. Mostly quiet today. Mr. Chun in 243 is post-op day 2 from hip replacement. Doing great. Mrs. Rodriguez in 245 is getting discharged tomorrow. Nothing exciting. She flipped through the patient list on the computer. Oh, and we got a new admit in 247 around 4 p.m. Transfer from ER. What's the diagnosis? I asked. Amanda frowned at the computer. That's the weird part. Chart says syncope, rule out seizure. But there's barely any info. No past medical history. No medications. No allergies documented. Or didn't get a full history? Apparently not. Patient was found unconscious in Rittenhouse Square by police. No ID. No phone. No wallet. They brought her here. She woke up briefly, gave her name as Jane, then fell back asleep. Been sleeping ever since. I looked at the screen. No last name. Just Jane. And look at this. No social, no insurance, no emergency. Contact. Registration couldn't find her in any system. Homeless patient. Amanda shrugged. Maybe. But she's clean. Well-groomed. Nails manicured. Teeth perfect. Expensive clothes. Doesn't fit the profile. She gathered her things to leave. Anyway, she's stable. Vitals are rock solid. Neuro checks normal. Probably just discharge her in the morning once social work figures out who she is. I started my rounds at 11:45. Checked on each patient. Vital signs. Comfort. Pain medication if needed. Standard routine. Room 247 was quiet. Light off. I knocked softly. Jane? It's Nicole, your nurse. I'm just checking on you. No response. Just breathing. Steady, even breathing. I opened the door quietly. She was sleeping. I could see her silhouette in the bed. Chest rising and falling. Heart monitor beeping steadily. Everything normal. I checked her monitors without turning on the main light. Using my small pen light. Heart rate, 62. Blood pressure, 118/72. Oxygen saturation, 99%. Respiratory rate 14. Perfect vitals. Textbook normal. I documented my assessment and turned to leave. But something made me pause. I don't know what. Just a feeling. I turned back. Shined my pen light toward the bed. Just to get a better look at my patient. To put a face to the name. She was beautiful. Late 20s, maybe early 30s. Pale skin, dark hair spread across the pillow, fine features, peaceful expression, but something was off. Her eyes were open, wide open, staring straight up at the ceiling. Not moving, not blinking, but she was sleeping. Her breathing pattern was deep and even. REM sleep pattern. She was definitely asleep, with her eyes open. "Jane, can you hear me?" No response. Still sleeping, but eyes wide open, unblinking. I backed out of the room. Some people sleep with their eyes partially open. It's rare, but it happens. Maybe she was one of them. But fully open? Staring? That was new to me. I looked it up at the nurse's station. Nocturnal logophthalmos. It's a real condition. Usually partial eye closure during sleep. Full eye opening is extremely rare but documented. Medical explanation. Rational. I felt better. I went back to my charting. Tried to focus on other patients. Gave midnight meds. Everything routine. At 2:15 a.m., I did another round. Every patient was sleeping normally, except when I got to room 247. The door was ajar. I'd closed it after my last check. I was sure of it. I pushed it open. Patient still in bed. Still sleeping. Still staring at the ceiling with eyes wide open. But now her head was turned toward the door. Eyes still open. Still unblinking. Now staring directly at where I was standing. "Jane, are you awake?" No response. Heart monitor still showed sleep pattern heart rate. She was asleep, but her head had moved, turned to face the door, to face me. I approached the bed, waved my hand in front of her eyes. No reaction, no blink reflex. Eyes completely dry. They should have been painful by now. I checked her pupils with my pen light. They reacted to light. Normal response. But she still didn't blink. Didn't close her eyes. I reached toward her eyelids. Maybe I should just close them manually, for her comfort. But something stopped me. What if she woke up while I was touching her face? How would I explain that? I left the room. Looked back. She was still staring at the doorway. At me. Eyes tracking my movement even though she was asleep. That's not medically possible. At 3:30 a.m., I couldn't focus anymore. I opened Jane's chart again. Something wasn't right about this patient. I needed more information. The registration information was almost entirely blank. Name, Jane. No last name. Age, unknown. Estimated 25 to 35. Date of birth, unknown. Social security number, none provided. Address, none. Phone, none. Emergency contact, none. Insurance, none. Primary care doctor, none. Pharmacy, none. Past medical history, blank. Surgical history, blank. Medications, none. Allergies, no known drug allergies. It was like she'd materialized out of thin air. I called registration. Night shift clerk named Marcus answered. "Hey Marcus, it's Nicole on 4. I've got a patient up here, room 247, admitted from ER today. There's almost no information in her chart. Can you see what you can find? Room 247. Jane Doe." She gave the name Jane. Just Jane. But yeah, essentially a Jane Doe. I heard typing. That's weird. I'm showing she was registered at 4:17 p.m. today. But the person who registered her put a note. Patient unable to be verified in any database. SSN search. No results. Name search. Too many results to narrow. Facial recognition. No match. Facial recognition? Yeah, we started using that for unidentified patients. Links to driver's license databases, Missing persons, social media. Usually we get a hit. But on her, nothing. I frowned at my computer screen. That's impossible. Everyone's in some database. I know. It's flagged for social work to follow up in the morning. Maybe she's undocumented, but even then, we usually find something. I hung up, stared at the computer. A woman who doesn't exist in any database. In 2024 America. How is that possible? At 4 a.m., I had to check on her again. Part of my job. But I was dreading it. The door was closed now. I hadn't closed it. I opened it slowly. The bed was empty. Jane? Jane, where are you? I checked the bathroom. Empty. Closet. Empty. Under the bed. Nothing. But the heart monitor was still beeping. Steady. 62 beats per minute. Normal sinus rhythm. The patient was gone. But her heart monitor showed she was still there. The EKG leads were on the bedside table. Disconnected. All three of them. But the monitor was still displaying a perfect heartbeat. I tapped the screen. Nothing changed. Still showing vital signs. Heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen saturation. All normal. All impossible. I ran to the nurse's station. Checked the bed alarm system. Every patient has a sensor that alerts us if they get out of bed. Prevents falls. Room 247 bed alarm status. Patient in bed. But she wasn't. I just checked. The bed was empty. I grabbed my radio. Security, this is Nicole, 4th floor nurse. I have a missing patient. Room 247. Female, late 20s, wearing hospital gown. She needs to be found immediately. Copy that. Checking cameras now. I searched the entire floor. Checked every room. Every closet. Every bathroom. Every corner. No sign of her. Security arrived. Marcus Jenkins. He'd been at St. Catherine's for 20 years. Nicole, I checked the cameras. There's a problem. Did you see where she went? That's the problem. Cameras show she never left the room. He showed me the footage. Hallway camera outside room 247. Timestamp from 3:47 a.m. when I'd last walked past, until 4:10 a.m. when I discovered her missing. No one left that room. We watched it frame by frame. No one exited. And there's no other way out of that room. No windows that open. No vents big enough for a person. She should still be in there. We walked back to room 247. Still empty. Still showing vital signs on the monitor. Marcus looked at the monitor. That's not right. How is it still showing readings? He unplugged the monitor. Screen went dark, then flickered back on. Still showing a heartbeat. But the power cord was unplugged. Lying on the floor. We both stared at the impossible monitor. What the hell? Marcus whispered. Movement in my peripheral vision. We both turned. Jane was standing in the doorway. Hospital gown. Barefoot. Smiling politely. Looking confused. I'm sorry. Did I scare you? I just went to the bathroom. I checked the bathroom. 3 minutes ago. It was empty. Jane, we've been looking for you. Where were you? She pointed to the bathroom. Right there. In the bathroom. I heard you calling, but I was, Marcus walked to the bathroom. Checked. Came back out. Looked at me. Shook his head. Still empty. But Jane was insisting she'd just come from there. Jane got back into bed. Completely calm. Like nothing unusual happened. I'm tired. I'd like to go back to sleep now. Jane, I need to ask you some questions. For your chart. What's your last name? I don't remember. Your date of birth? I don't remember. Where do you live? I don't remember. I was about to press further when Jane's eyes opened, staring directly at me. Intense. Uncomfortable. I don't remember anything. Isn't that why I'm here? Marcus touched my arm. Gentle. Let's go. This isn't right. We backed out. Jane watched us leave. Eyes open. Not blinking. Smiling. As soon as we were in the hallway, Marcus pulled me aside. Nicole, I've worked here 20 years. That camera doesn't malfunction. She did not leave that room, but she also wasn't in there when you checked. I know. And that monitor, unplugged, still working. That's not electrical malfunction. That's, I know. Marcus looked back at the room. What is she? At 5 a.m., I started researching. I had 2 hours before day shift arrived. I needed answers. I searched medical databases for sleeping with eyes open, patients appearing and disappearing, anything relevant. Then I had another thought. Amanda said Jane was found unconscious in Rittenhouse Square. I searched news archives. Found it. Article from yesterday. Woman found unconscious in Rittenhouse Square Park. Police seeking information. Details matched. Found at 3:30 p.m. No identification. Transported to St. Catharines. The article asked anyone with information to contact police. The article included a photo. Stock photo of Rittenhouse Square. But in the background, behind the benches, a blurry figure. Woman. Dark hair. Sitting alone. It could be her. The image was too blurry to be certain. But the posture, the hair. I noted the location. Made a decision. After my shift, I was going to Rittenhouse Square. At 6:30 a.m., I did final rounds. One more check before day shift took over. I'd saved room 247 for last. I opened the door. Jane was sitting up, eyes open, fully awake, staring at the door, like she'd been waiting for me. Good morning, Nicole. I froze. I'd never told her my name. My name tag was turned inward, not visible. How do you know my name? Jane tilted her head, smile widening. You told me. Don't you remember? No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Last night, when you first came in, you said, Hi, Jane. I'm Nicole, your nurse. I had said that, but Jane was asleep. Deep sleep. She shouldn't have heard me. You were sleeping. Was I? Jane's smile. Not reaching her eyes. Eyes too intense. Knowing something I don't. Jane, who are you really? Her smile faded. I told you. I don't remember. I don't believe you. Her expression turned cold. That's not very nice, Nicole. I've been nothing but polite to you. Tense silence. I backed toward the door. I need to finish my rounds. Will you be back tonight? I'm off tonight. I work again Thursday. Jane looked disappointed. That's too bad. I like you, Nicole. You're different from the others. What others? Jane smiled again, cryptic. You'll see. At 7 o'clock, day shift arrived. Amanda took report. I tried to explain the situation. Room 247, Jane Doe. There's something wrong with this patient. Amanda was tired, not really listening. Wrong how? She disappeared from her room, but cameras showed she never left. Her monitor kept working when it was unplugged. She sleeps with her eyes open, and she knew my name even though I never told her. Amanda smiled skeptically. You had a rough night, huh? Did you sleep at all? I'm serious. There's something not right about her. I'll keep an eye on her. You go home and get some rest. She didn't believe me. No one would. I sounded crazy. I knew I sounded crazy, but I knew what I'd seen. Instead of going home, I went to Rittenhouse Square. I had to know more. I found the bench where the blurry photo had been taken. Sat down, looked around. Normal park. Nothing unusual. An elderly woman walked past. I stopped her. "Excuse me, were you here yesterday afternoon?" "Around 3:30. She stopped. "Yes, I walk my dog here every day at that time." "Did you see anything unusual?" "A woman being found unconscious." She remembered. "Oh yes, the police and ambulance. That poor girl. She was right there." She pointed to a spot near the fountain, 20 feet from the bench. "Did you see what happened? How she ended up unconscious?" The woman frowned. "That was the odd thing. I walk this path every day. I came around the fountain from that direction, and she wasn't there. I sat on that bench to let my dog rest. Maybe 2 minutes. When I stood up and turned around, she was lying there, like she'd just appeared. Appeared? I know how it sounds. But she wasn't there, and then she was. I called 911 immediately. I thought maybe she'd collapsed suddenly, but I was sitting right there. I should have heard something." The woman walked away with her dog. I sat on the bench, trying to understand. Jane had appeared in Rittenhouse Square, out of nowhere. Then she'd appeared and disappeared in the hospital. What was she? I went home but couldn't sleep. I researched for hours. Missing persons who reappeared with no memory. Cases of people found in impossible locations. Medical anomalies. Anything that might explain Jane. I found threads on Reddit. People claiming to experience glitches in reality. People appearing where they shouldn't be. Objects moving. Time skips. Most of it seemed like creative writing. But some stories. One story caught my attention. Posted 6 months ago. User claimed to see the same woman in 3 different cities on the same day. Philadelphia in the morning. New York at noon. Boston in the evening. Same woman. Same clothes. Same vacant expression. The poster included a blurry photo. Dark-haired woman. Could be anyone. Could be Jane. I messaged the poster. No response. Account was deleted 3 months ago. That night, even though I wasn't scheduled to work, I went back to the hospital. I had to see Jane again. Had to confirm she was real. I used my badge to get in. Took the stairs to the 4th floor. Peeked into the hallway. Sarah Chun was working. I didn't know her well. She'd transferred from ICU last month. I approached casually. "Hey Sarah, I left my water bottle in the break room. Just grabbing it." "No problem." I walked toward the break room, but glanced at room 247. Door closed. Light off. Everything normal. I walked past the room. Stopped. Listened. Silence. No heart monitor. No breathing. Complete silence. I pushed the door open slightly. Peeked inside. The room was empty. Bed stripped. No patient. No equipment. Completely cleaned out. I walked to the nurse's station. "What happened to the patient in 247? Sarah looked confused. 247? That room's been empty all day. We're short-staffed, so we're keeping it closed. "No, the Jane Doe. She was admitted yesterday." Sarah checked her computer. "I don't see any admission for 247 in the last week." She showed me the census. Room 247, unoccupied. Last patient discharged 5 days ago. No Jane. No admission yesterday. No record at all. Check the ER admissions from yesterday afternoon. Woman found unconscious in Rittenhouse Square. Sarah typed, "Searching." No admissions matching that description. I pulled out my phone. Pulled up the news article I'd found. Showed Sarah. "Look, it says she was brought to St. Catherine's." Sarah read it. "That's weird. But if she came here, she's not in our system. I took care of her. Last night, she was real. I charted on her. Sarah was sympathetic but skeptical. Maybe it was a different patient? Sometimes nights blur together. I logged into the computer, pulled up my charting from last night. All my patients were there. Every assessment, every medication, everything documented, except room 247. No chart, no documentation, no record I'd ever entered that room. But I remembered checking on her multiple times. I remembered her eyes staying open. I remembered her disappearing and reappearing. I remembered. The next day, I called Amanda, the day shift nurse who'd given me report. Amanda, it's Nicole. I need to ask you about the patient you admitted to 247. The Jane Doe from the ER. There was a long pause. What patient? The woman found unconscious in Rittenhouse Square. You told me about her when you gave me report. Amanda sounded confused. Nicole, I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't get any admissions to 247 that day. Yes, we did. You specifically told me. Syncope, rule out seizure. No medical history. You said she'd been sleeping all day. Amanda was concerned now. Are you feeling okay? Did you hit your head or something? I hung up. Amanda didn't remember. She genuinely had no memory of telling me about Jane. I went to the security office. Late at night, when it was unstaffed, used my badge to get in. I pulled up archived footage from November 12th to 13th. The night I'd worked. The night Jane was there. I found footage of myself. 11:45 p.m. Walking to room 247. Entering. I was inside for 3 minutes. Then exiting. Fast forwarding. 2:15 a.m. Entering room again. 4 a.m. Entering. Coming out panicked. Security guard Marcus arriving. Both of us entering room 247. From this camera angle, I could see through the doorway into the room. The bed was empty. The whole time. The footage showed Marcus and me talking to an empty room, gesturing at an empty bed, having a full conversation with no one there. But I remembered. I saw Jane. I spoke to her. She spoke back. I watched it 3 times. Every time, empty room. We were talking to nothing. I was losing my mind. That was the only explanation. Hallucination. Psychotic break. Something. I found Marcus. He was on duty at the security desk. Marcus, I need to ask you about the other night. The patient who went missing from room 247. He looked up. What patient? The Jane Doe. You helped me search for her. We watched the camera footage together. Marcus was genuinely confused. Nicole, I think you have me confused with someone else. I haven't helped you search for any patient. I showed him the security footage. Him and Nicole entering room 247. Look, this footage. That's you and me. November 13th, 4 a.m. Marcus looked at the screen, recognition dawning. All right, you called about a malfunctioning bed alarm, but there was no patient. False alarm. No, there was a patient. You saw her. You talked to her. Marcus shook his head. I'm sorry, Nicole. I remember that call, but there was no patient. Just a glitchy bed sensor. He didn't remember. Just like Amanda. Just like the charts. Just like the footage. Only I remembered. I took 3 days off work. Called in sick. I couldn't face the hospital. Couldn't face the possibility that I'd had a psychotic break. I researched shared delusions. Folie à deux. Mass hallucination. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Brain tumors. Anything that could explain why I remembered something no one else did. My phone rang. Hospital number. I answered. Nicole Torres. Yes. This is Dr. Helen Reeves from St. Catherine's Employee Health. We need you to come in for a mandatory evaluation before you return to work. What kind of evaluation? Psychological evaluation. There have been concerns about your mental state. For your safety and our patients' safety, we need to assess you before you can return to duty. They thought I was crazy. Maybe I was. I went to the appointment. Employee health office. 5th floor. I'd never been there before. Receptionist checked me in. Told me to wait. Dr. Reeves would see me shortly. I waited 20 minutes. The door opened. Dr. Reeves appeared. Woman in her 50s. Professional. Kind face. Lab coat. Nicole? Come in. I followed her into her office. Standard setup. Desk. 2 chairs facing each other. Diplomas on the wall. She gestured to a chair. Please sit. Can I get you water? Coffee? No, thank you. Dr. Reeves sat, opening a folder. My employee file. Nicole, you've been a valued employee here for 3 years. Excellent performance reviews. No disciplinary issues. Which is why we're concerned about the recent incident. I didn't have a psychotic break. I know what I saw. Can you tell me what you saw? I told her everything. The patient who didn't exist in the system. The sleeping with eyes open. The disappearing and reappearing. The monitor that worked when unplugged. All of it. She listened. Took notes. Didn't interrupt. When I finished, she set down her pen. Nicole, what you're describing sounds like a very vivid experience. But you understand that no one else remembers this patient. No charts exist. No admission records. Even the security footage shows you interacting with an empty room. I know how it sounds. Have you been under unusual stress lately? Any major life changes? Sleep disturbances? I work night shift. I'm always sleep disturbed. She smiled slightly. Fair point. But I mean beyond the usual. Any personal issues? Family problems? Substance use? No. Nothing. I'm not crazy. I'm not saying you're crazy. But I think you experienced something. Whether it was a stress-induced hallucination, a sleep deprivation episode, or something else, we need to understand it before you return to patient care. Silence. I looked down. Defeated. So I can't work until I admit I hallucinated? I need to recommend further evaluation. But Nicole, I believe you saw something. I just don't think it was a patient. I looked up. What do you think it was? Dr. Reeves chose her words carefully. Have you ever heard of hospital folklore? The stories nurses tell. She got up, went to her bookshelf, pulled out an old journal. Hospital Employee Newsletter from 1987. I've been at this hospital for 28 years. I've heard stories. Collected them, actually. It's a hobby. She found a page. Article titled 4th Floor Phenomenon. In 1987, several nurses on the 4th floor reported a similar experience. A patient who appeared and disappeared. Never in the system. Different nurses on different nights. Always room 247. I read it. The article described exactly what I'd experienced. The patient with no records. The equipment malfunctioning. The appearance and disappearance. What was it? The hospital administration investigated. Found nothing. Declared it mass hysteria. The nurses involved were all put on leave. Psychological evaluations. Most of them quit rather than face the stigma. But what was it really? Dr. Reeves closed the journal. The fourth floor was built in 1952. Before that, this was the site of the old Philadelphia State Hospital, psychiatric facility, closed in 1947 amid scandal, patient abuse, experimental treatments, several suspicious deaths. She showed me photos, the original building, psychiatric wards, restraint rooms. Room 247 in our current building sits approximately where the isolation wing was in the old hospital, where they kept the most difficult patients. You think the hospital is haunted? I think something imprinted on that location. Whether it's supernatural or psychological or something we don't understand yet. I don't know. But you're not the first to experience it. And you won't be the last. Why doesn't anyone remember? Why do the records disappear? That I can't explain. Maybe whatever it is has the ability to edit reality somehow. Erase itself. Or maybe our minds protect us by forgetting. Trauma response. She handed me the journal. Keep this. Read the accounts. You'll see similarities to your experience. And Nicole, you're not crazy. You're not hallucinating. You saw something real. Just not something that fits our understanding of reality. I left the appointment. Walked through the hospital. Past the fourth floor entrance. Stopped. Room 247 was down those corridors. Still there. Still empty. Still waiting. I didn't go up. Not that day. But I knew I'd be back. Dr. Reeves had cleared me to return to work after mandatory 3-day rest period. I could go back to night shift. Fourth floor. Room 247. Or I could transfer. Different floor. Different shift. Different hospital entirely. I spent 3 days thinking. I could leave. Start over. Forget about Jane. Forget about room 247. But I couldn't forget. I returned to work November 21st, night shift. Fourth floor, 11 p.m. Amanda gave me report. Room assignments. Everything normal. Until she got to the last room. Oh, and we got a new admit in 247 around 6 p.m. Transfer from ER. My blood ran cold. 247. Yeah. Weird case. Woman found unconscious in Clark Park. No ID. Woke up briefly. Gave her name as Jane. Then fell back asleep. Registration can't find her in any system. I didn't hear the rest of report. I was already walking toward room 247. The corridor stretched before me. Room 247 at the end. Door closed. Light off. My hand on the door. About to open, but hesitating. Did I want to see Jane again? Did I want to confirm that this was real? That this kept happening? I opened the door. Patient in bed. Sleeping. Dark hair spread on the pillow. Her back was toward me. I couldn't see her face. I walked around the bed slowly. Quietly. To see her face. It wasn't Jane. Different woman. Similar. Dark hair. Pale skin. But different facial features. Younger. Different bone structure. Relief flooded through me. Different patient. Maybe this was just a coincidence. Similar circumstances, but different person. Real patient. I checked her monitors. Everything normal. Then I looked at her eyes. Closed. She was sleeping normally. Not like Jane. I turned to leave. The patient's eyes snapped open. Staring straight ahead. Not at me. At ceiling. Eyes wide. Unblinking. Just like Jane. I backed toward the door. The patient's head slowly turned. Eyes still open. Staring. Now looking directly at me. Hello, Nicole. Jane's voice. Exact voice. From a different face. Who are you? The patient smiled. Jane's smile. I'm Jane. Don't you remember me? She sat up. Smooth. Fluid. Not like someone just waking. Like she'd never been asleep. I'm so glad you came back, Nicole. I missed you. I backed to the door. You're not the same person. You look different. Do I? I feel the same. Maybe you're remembering wrong. I reach for the door handle. About to run. They're going to move you soon, Nicole. To room 247. To be with me. We'll be together all the time. What are you talking about? The patient's smile widened. Too wide. Impossibly wide. Revealing too many teeth. You've been selected. Don't you feel honored? Not everyone gets chosen. I ran. Out of the room. Down the corridor. Back to the nurse's station. I looked back. The patient was standing in the doorway. Watching me. Smiling. Amanda was at the nurse's station. She looked at me strangely. Nicole? Are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. The patient in 247. We need to call security. We need to. I stopped talking. I was looking at the computer screen over Amanda's shoulder. The staff assignment board. Next week's schedule. November 28th, 2024. Nicole Torres assigned to room 247. Private care assignment. 24-hour observation. When did they assign me to 247 observation? Amanda looked at the screen. Oh, that. Dr. Reeves requested it this morning. Something about continuity of care for the new patient. She specifically asked for you. Dr. Reeves. The appointment. The journal. Was she helping? Or was she part of this? Setting me up? My phone buzzed. Text message. Unknown number. Welcome home, Nicole. Room 247 has been waiting for you. Jane. I looked up. Down the corridor. The patient was still standing in the doorway of room 247. Waving. Smiling. Waiting. I looked down at my badge. My employee photo. My name. And new text appearing on the badge display. Text that wasn't there before. Primary assignment. Room 247. My hands were shaking. I looked at Amanda. She was smiling. Normal. Oblivious. I looked at the other nurses. All normal. No one else saw anything wrong. I backed toward the exit. I was going to run. Quit. Leave. Never come back. The exit doors were locked. I scanned my badge. Red light. Access denied. I ran to the other exit. Scanned. Denied. The stairwell. Denied. The elevator. My badge wouldn't call it. I was locked on the 4th floor. Amanda stood up. Walked toward me. Still smiling. Normal. But something off about her eyes. Nicole, you shouldn't try to leave. You have a patient assignment. Room 247 needs you. The other nurses stood. All looking at me. All smiling. All with that same wrong look. Room 247 has been waiting. You're so lucky to be chosen. We all take our turn eventually. They advanced. Slowly. Calmly. I backed away. Toward room 247. The only direction I could go. The patient was still in the doorway. Arms open. Welcoming. Come home, Nicole. Your shift is starting. I was at the threshold. One step away. Nurses behind me. Patient in front. Trapped. I took one step forward. Into room 247. The door closed behind me. Soft click. Locked. The patient's face was smiling. Then her features shifted. Becoming Jane. Then becoming someone else. Then another. Cycling through faces. All the nurses who'd been chosen before. All of them still here. In room 247. Forever. I felt my expression smoothing. My eyes widening. Staying open. a smile forming on my face. I couldn't stop it. Hospital intercom announcement. Attention 4th floor staff. Nicole Torres has been successfully transitioned to permanent assignment room 247. We will be hiring her replacement effective immediately. Thank you. The Vantum files. Case number 004. Patient 247. Status: ongoing. Nicole Torres. Last known location: St. Catherine's Hospital, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Employee status: active, room 247, permanent assignment. Last contact: November 21st, 2024. St. Catherine's Hospital hiring: night shift nurse, 4th floor. Competitive pay, excellent benefits. Room 247 experience preferred but not required. Some rooms choose their nurses. If you work in a hospital and notice a room that's always empty, or a patient who doesn't appear in the system, or staff who smile too much with eyes too wide, leave before room 247 chooses you.